fourth competition. They visit Alabama. That'll be a good one. But such a great set of competitions on all the networks of the ESPN families. It should be a great season. Sam, so many exciting seasons of women collegiate gymnastics. It just seems to build. And this year, record coverage, so many great storylines to talk about.
Well, one that I am particularly following is the coaching change at Georgia. We're seeing Cecile Landy now coaching in college. You might remember the name because she was Simone Biles' coach at this past Olympic Games. We just saw her in Paris with Simone, so it's incredibly special for all of the NCAA community to welcome her in and have her as a coach at Georgia. And they had a special guest at their home opener, Simone Biles, calling the dogs. How cool is that to see?
I mean, but my question is, who let the dogs out? I think is the one question everybody has. That's very cool. Support your Olympic coach. You gotta love it. Some of the headlines around the country currently. Oklahoma, we talked about them joining the SEC, their first dual meet. So fun to watch them this season.
Sam. And how about Michigan State, John? They are looking so strong early in this season. That meet against Michigan is certainly going to be so fun to check out those scores. And then, of course, no 10s. That's what everyone's talking about. Maybe we're going to see the first one in college gymnastics here tonight.
No 10s, but LSU is on fire, Sam. They make a dragon want to retire, man. Rotation number 4 coming up.
Let's do it.
The team is attack it and go take it. It's the heel slam, and then they also have to repair the floor where the high heel just punctured it. So here's the tail of the tape. It is a 2/10 lead. Selena Harris Miranda finished that last rotation with a 9.9 on floor exercise. So 2/10 of a point. It's not a lot, Sam, but when you're talking about being the visiting team in the national champions house and trying to make up that tenth and finishing on beam, no small task.
Yeah, when I was talking to head coach Jenny Rowland about this lineup, she said this leadoff spot was in question. But the reason Skylar Dracer is in this spot is because of how steady she is. Little hiccup. Good recovery, though. You can see her visibly breathing through this beam routine, and it may sound funny if you haven't done a beam routine, but you have to remind yourself to breathe throughout this routine in order to calm your nerves.
I've never been sad that I've never done a beam routine, actually. Great start.
And that's what they wanted in their leadoff athlete. Skylar delivers.
Coach Jenny Rowland right there. She told us this week that she could field 2 lineups on beam. They have so much depth and compete either one of them, which I can think makes picking your lineup that much more challenging.
Yeah, I got a few comments about that. We'll get into it later.
Sierra Ballard, she started off beam outstanding for the Tigers. Got them on the right track there. She will need to do that here again. 2/10 of a point. Not a lot. Got to land clean. She seems relaxed.
Yeah, she does. And I saw her warm up, and she was nailing every pass. It almost looks like gymnastics is just so easy for her right now.
We talked about all the national team members and elite collegiately. Sierra's mom, Lori, 88-92 on Canada.
You're going to see a double layout. She gets a lot of air. points for sticking it, but man, is it impressive.
One of the few three-pass routines now that we're seeing in collegiate gymnastics. The three-pass routine kind of going the way of the rotary phone. You don't see a lot of them anymore.
But the talk of the town is really judging this year, and it seems to be a bit tighter than in previous years. And I'm going to show you what they're talking about. Check out her feet when she lands. So she lands, but her toes slightly shift. In past years, that may have been forgiven or overlooked, if you will, but this year they seem to be taking more of those landing deductions, which is a half-tenth in this case.
How about the double pipe, though? I mean, like a
It's not a tit-for-tat situation. It doesn't erase what she did, even though it was impressive, John. You know this.
Here's your all-around update as well. Looks like a three-person race at the tops. Lena, Leanne, and Leah vying for that all-around crown. Here's Sloan Blakely, follows Skylar Drazer's 9.85.
Good connection. Nice rhythm from one acro to the other. She's the 4th ranked beam worker in the country right now, and Jenny Rowland, their coach, was just going on and on about how consistent she is in training, and said, man, I'm just happy that her beam in competition is really reflecting all the hard work she's been putting in the gym. Gorgeous. Incredible job. Curious what the judges are going to take. I've said that a couple times tonight, but all of these skills are technically sound. No arm movements, no little wobbles or bobbles throughout the routine. And when you stick it like that, hold the landing, it's going to be a big number regardless.
Sierra Ballard started out with a 9.825. I'll tell you what, the PMAC does not like that number. Got some boos from the crowd. Last time we saw her here at home as well, she started off with an amazing routine. Looked like it was going to be higher. It was also lower than I expected. So as long as they stay consistent, as we see Olivia Dunn now in the 2 spot, 5th-year senior.
Front tuck into a double back, moving right out of it. Slides on the landing. I'm being extra picky to try and point them out to you guys because that is what the judges are really looking for, especially early on in this season.
As we head back over to beam, what do you got, Taylor?
Well, guys, we all got to know Anya Pilgrim last year as completely unfazed by the big stage. And when I talked to her this week, she said this preseason was even better than last year, and I'm hoping for a better season because of it. Keep in mind, she was competing for Barbados at the World Championships ahead of last NCAA season. She said this preseason, it allowed her more time, new skills, and even more investment to this team. But you want to talk about unfazed, it is necessary in this situation. This crowd, this student section, is right behind this beam light up, and they have been loud closing out this meet.
Yeah, Taylor, well, coaches say that she started off in this leadoff spot last weekend for the first time, but she likes to win. So it's a good athlete to be in that role because, like you mentioned, I think she's unfazed by it all.
Yeah, she always seems to have that cool, calm demeanor, and here she is following Sloan Blakely's 9.95. Pressure is being applied by the Gators. You can see a little bit, I say a slow start score-wise, 9.825 for Sierra Ballard as we wait for Olivia Dunn's routine. So here comes the pressure from the Gators.
She looks really calm. Good job. She, again, unfazed. So she can go in that leadoff spot. She can go later in the lineup. Put her wherever, and she's going to hit this peep routine.
Doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. You got to love Anya Pilgrim. It all comes down to this, the College Football Playoff National Championship game presented by AT&T at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Ohio State squares off against Notre Dame Monday at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific time on ESPN. Who you got, Sam?
It's a toss-up. I don't know. Notre Dame.
It's gonna be a fun one. Amari Drayton now on floor follows Olivia Dunn's 9.875. So you look at those scores, slight advantage on both of those routines for the Gators.
Short on that landing. When a gymnast lands short and has to take a step in the wrong direction, that means in front of her, it's a 10th deduction. Move, staying in bounds there. Knew she was close, made her lunge shorter. Ooh. Off balance on that wolf turn. I'm really curious to see what the judges will do with that. Technically, it's a fall. She turned backwards, but she tried to play it off like dance. I'm curious to see.
Well, all those little things adding up. It's only a 2/10 lead again for LSU coming into this rotation. Hey, shout out to Alicia Quinn, Alicia Sacramone for gymnastics fans out there. They welcome number 5, Sam. Number 5, Kate Frederick Quinn. I'm sure her husband Brady is excited, not just because of Kate, but his Notre Dame Fighting Irish are in the national championship game. So congratulations to the Quinn family. I did talk to Alicia today by text, and she did tell me she is pregnant again now already. There's number 6. No, I'm kidding. She said that's it, allegedly. We'll see. Here we go. Victoria Wynn. This is a rotation for the Gators, a 9.9 for Anya Pilgrim. 3 yet to go.
I would say this is their strongest event and the event that they are most confident on. And I asked Jenny Rowland, head coach, how do you choose the lineup? And she said, man, it is so hard. She said, really what it comes down to is who can compete under pressure and how often are you sticking your dismount? So there's a lot of inter-gym competition, especially on this event for the Gators. What I would formally call a college stick.
A little quick. That's probably going to be that deduction we talked about earlier.
Yeah, but everything on the beam was so solid. Check this out. In a nodie into a back handspring, and a nodie is a back handspring with a half twist. Finishing back handspring 1.5, pulls it up, tries to pull a fake right there. We'll see what the judges think of that.
And those little things can mean the difference as you see Amari Drayton, a 9.75. Not a good score in this moment of the meet when it looks like 9.9s are really going to be the magic number. If you drop the low score for each team right now, it is a half-tenth that LSU has the lead over Florida. Again, reminder, they can drop that low score. It is razor thin. Here's Caitlin Chio.
Open, tough pull in. Now she was short too, taking a step forward, should be 1/10 deduction. Beautiful oversplit leap combination. Adding another solid routine to her resume for the year. But check out this first pass. This is the most visible deduction that I saw. Her chest was low and she took a step forward, but even her step forward, which is a mistake, even she does that so gracefully.
She makes mistakes gracefully.
She does.
Is what you're saying.
Every coach's dream is that an athlete can make a mistake and make it look as seamless as Caitlin Chio.
We've seen some short landings on floor.
We
I
have.
feel like more so than usual, maybe pressing a little bit. Leanne Wong now on beam. 5th gymnast to go. You can see the scores for the Gators. 3.99 pluses in a row. And these last two athletes, Leanne and Selena, can go big, but a mistake already.
Man, Leanne has looked off this entire meet. Very uncharacteristic for her. And she's also the #1 beam worker in the country right now. She's doing a nice job settling in. Sometimes it's tricky making a mistake on your first skill. It's harder than you think to just forget about it and move on, staying in the moment here. And this dismount is new for her this year. It's a gainer full off the end. Slight hop, but good job finishing. Jenny gave her a few options to choose for dismounts because she just didn't stick the other one enough. And yeah, you just see her right side of the foot just totally on that right side. Oftentimes, gymnasts with that mistake would fall, but not Leanne, of course, John.
Savvy gymnast she is. You can see the hug from Jenny rolling there. She knows Leanne's standards again very high. If you ever need a big routine, having the NCAA champ on floor exercise in your lineup at this very moment is quite an asset.
Talk about NCAA champions.
We got back-to-back here to finish things up for LSU. The crowd was not happy with that Caitlin Chio score of a 9.825. Aaliyah Finnegan now in the 5 spot. Haley Bryant in the anchor spot for LSU. A 1/4 tenth separates these teams right now.
Huge double Arabian to a stag jump. Scored 5 perfect 10s on this event. You can tell how comfortable she looks out there.
Better than a 9.825 for Aaliyah Finnegan. Will also put her in the lead in the with a big routine when LSU needed it. Trying to take advantage of that 9.775 from Leanne Wong on beam and hold the lead.
I've seen this first tumbling pass so many times, and it never gets old. But this is where the deduction came. You see that front tuck? She needed to take a step forward. Unfortunately, even though it, again, looked pretty, she took a step back, and that will be a 1/10 deduction.
Pressure on Selena Harris-Miranda now. You can see that low score of a 9.775. They got to drop that. The quarter of a tenth difference I mentioned earlier was with the low score drop, so that lightly shaded score. So that is how close it is when you take that score out, as we see the 2024 Pac-12 Gymnast of the Year.
Triple series. Coaches said that last week she told them that she felt like she was a level 4 because of how nervous she was. But she's feeling much better coming into today's competition.
Has to hit this routine to give Florida a chance. They cannot count that 9.775, and I feel like she's got to stick the landing too, given how close this meet is. Aaliyah Finnegan a 9.95 for LSU.
Well, no one loves this anchor spot more than Selena Harris-Miranda. Add that on to, she really likes to stick. Oh!
She wanted it so bad, Sam.
She did. She wanted it. Sometimes when you try too hard for a stuck landing, you force it and you incur a few other deductions, but this was nice. Back handspring layout, back handspring. No movement at the end. And she just stood up a little too soon.
Just looked for it.
Yeah,
she opened up and looked for it. And she remember rather that 1/10 hop. Will it be the difference? She was not in the lineup that we originally saw for floor coming into this night's competition, but Haley Bryant is in the lineup now. She's been battling an elbow injury early this season. They've held her out. Only did beam so far this year, but here she is on floor exercise in what is already the first biggest moment of this 2025 season. Needs a 9.825 to clinch the meet for LSU. That is no problem for Haley, but again, she's been out. You still got to deliver.
Coaches said they thought it was going to come head-to-head, and look at this. Bryant, and every time she steps on the competition floor, she proves that again and again. It's great to see her back.
We don't know what the judges are going to come up with, but I don't think we need to find out. That looks like a meat clinching routine.
Double front. Just a slight hop forward. No movement there. Nicely done. And the crowd is going wild.
The crowd of 13,513, the third largest crowd in LSU history, is here to see a big moment for the LSU Tigers in this big-time rivalry. The legend grows of Haley Bryant. Put her in, coach. And she delivered when they needed it. But I tell you what, how about Florida coming on at the end and really putting the pressure on the Tigers?
Jenny Rollins said it was going to be a good test for them, and I think she proved that they have one of the top, if not the top, beam workers in the country.
It's a 9-9 for Haley Bryant, and it is going to be a 1/10 win for the home team, LSU. We said it was going to be a tight one. LSU came out strong on that first event, but the Gators battle back and make it close. We're going to wrap things up when we come back.